Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with day 5 of Scrap Squad's 12 days of Christmas Scraplifts. And today's requires a lot of mixed media and some, fussing around. It's a very intricate, heavily embellished, lots of stuff going on kind of page. A very elegant Christmas page. This is Rebecca Meadows' version of it. She's got the one photo, a tab above it, or a label, and she's got the film strip and some greenery and a title. Very simple and just elegant. And she's got the arrows going up and down. And Keely Brennan actually did it without a film strip. She just, has layers that give you a sense of a different kind of frame and the pretty embellishing out to one side. I've already made my photo cluster. As you can see, the photo cluster is a fairly small part of this page. It's going to be a very large part of my page. My photos were printed very large, and I wanted them to be. I love these photos, and they're from Thanksgiving evening. So I have kind of traced around there to sort of know, and I don't know why you can't see that. That makes it worse. That makes it better. Let's see what that does. Not sure how that's going to work. Let me see if I turn this down. Can you see it? No? Then you can't see the rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. What I did here was I first kind of glued the two photos together. They're different shapes and sizes. And then I backed them with this plaid paper. I added a couple scraps of the navy blue just to kind of add some framework there. And then I backed all of that with the floral paper, and then started adding labels and tabs and banners and all kinds of things, and some chipboard and an arrow and some more chipboard. Just things that are, because this is Barrett coming home for fall break 2024. It's we hadn't seen him for a while. He's been up at university, and then he was back. He's still back actually, and so I love that he's got a smile here, and then this is kind of the look. And what I'm holding is a can of his university's own brand of beer. So go figure that frat guys at Kennesaw State would kind of be drinking Kennesaw State beer. Actually, James drinks it and Barrett doesn't. But anyway, at least not in front of me. So I like this. I actually put the title on because I didn't want you to watch me try to get those straight. They're sort of straight. Okay, so I'm going to pull the original out. It looks like there's like a leaf cluster kind of going off to the left, one going off to the right, and then some various ones, and there's some tracings of them. And I'm going to start out with the arrows, and then I'll see what I end up doing. I've got Bramble Fox stencils out. This is a fall leaf, and I figure I can do something like this for part of the wreath kind of sticking out, and then I can do some of these kinds of leaves, kind of regular leaves, and I may do outlines of those and draw some veining in to kind of look like the original. This is what I'm going to use for the arrows, and then if I want evergreens, I've got this with the pine cones, so I'm going to kind of put those aside right now. Let's do the chevrons. And I'm not sure. I think I want this row. So what I'm going to do is take, Let's see, where's my tape? I'm going to tape this side of it and this side. And I don't know what color I'm going to do the arrow. I'm thinking I might do it in, and I want it, let me look at the original. It goes almost to the bottom and almost to the top, and it goes different directions. It points in each way. So let me see where on my photo cluster do I want the arrows. I'm thinking pointing up here between the two photos and up, kind of up there. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to tear that off so it doesn't try to stick. And I want to get that arrow as close up under there as I can. This is not glued on, but I need to place it. And then I need to place this. And I am going to have it go fairly close to the photo. I'm trying to get it straight. And let's see what I want. I'm going to go with what is a color that's in here that I'm not going to be using in the leaves. And I'm thinking kind of a hot pink, maybe a picked raspberry, or this fuchsia-like color. I'm going to go with picked raspberry, though, just for the hell of it. And now I'm going to pull my brushes and blenders and see where. See what I'm planning to use. And there was a little bit of red left on my blending brush, and that's making it a very unusual color that I think is going to work out perfect. I'm going to let it come all the way down to the end of the page. This paper, I wasn't sure how it was going to take the ink because it's actually come on, it's actually photo paper. So I've gotten something down here. It picks up absolutely everything. Now I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to take this away because I want this to go, I want that to be exactly the same. Let me see. I've got to do it. Okay, so that's where it's gonna go. And here, if I have it like so, let me see if I get that down a little bit. What I'm trying to do is get the tail of that on I really want that to show. So I'm going to put it right. It needs to go over to the left. And I think that's the right placement. And I'm going to just go ahead and do this. That ink is really coming out amazing on the photo paper. It's just that the photo paper is picking up other stuff that I just assumed it didn't. Very slowly. Okay, don't think I'm going to tape any of the other stencils. So I'll put that off to the side. And now I'm going to do the largest leaves, the big maple leaves. And see... I was thinking that I'd have 3 areas where there would be bits of these leaves. I was thinking this one could go right here and the acorns would show. And then I could do this one maybe right here where you just see part of it. And maybe that's all I'll do of those. Okay. I'm going to do this one like so. And I'm just going to leave it on there. And I'm going to brush spiced marmalade first. Well, no, fossilized amber first. And then I'll add some orange accents to it. And I'm going to paint the bottom, I'm going to color the bottom of those acorns with the gold. Now let's go with spiced marmalade. Just kind of coloring certain areas orange. And now I'm going to get frayed burlap, but I'm going to use the same little blender that I used for this coral kind of color. So it's going to have a bit of that on it. And I can kind of blend up into and then have some shadows in some areas. Kind of like so. I want to blend that in a little bit better. And I'm going to kind of come down here and color the tops. Okay. So there's that leaf. And now I'm going to do this one And I'm going to go in with the spiced marmalade first, maybe. And just kind of do the ends. And then I will do the fossilized amber. And I'm going to go over all of that and kind of blend the yellow into the amber, or into the marmalade. Now I'm going to add some frayed burlap. And again, I think I'm going to do it with this little blender. I'll do kind of some, oops, thankfully that blends out. Okay, and there. And now, let's see what that looks like with this in the mix. Oh, it's perfect because it just kind of splays out. And I'm going to, let's look at the original again and see there are some sprigs, I suppose. Let me pull up my sprigs stencil. And where did it go? Here. Okay, and I'm going to let this sprig kind of go up around there, or do I want this one? That's the cover, that's not the stencil. And this is my very well used stencil. I'm gonna maybe do this and then maybe something coming up like the top part of that. So let's do this, and I'm going to do that in a peeled paint. Let me get, I guess that's a green. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm going to take this and kind of lightly brush that on. And I'm doing this lightly because in the original some of the leaves were very light, and I think this one is gonna go nicely here. And I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom of the page because my photos are okay, so that really didn't need to go. Let me come down here and really hit this area that has the smirch on the paper. Okay, and then here I want to add kind of a something green in the midst of that. See how lightly that goes on, and it just adds a lot, even though it's not really vivid. Let me do something similar here. I want to get things at the right curve. And okay, there, and then here. Okay, and I think that's all I'm going to do of that stencil. I have the evergreen. Let me see if I need that. I'm thinking it's kind of coming together. I've got a lot more moving parts to that, but let's see. Here we go. And for this, I'm gonna, well, again, I've got the cover and not the stencil. This is the first time I've used this stencil, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna get a different green, or I think I'll do this in frayed burlap. I'll do it in the brown. And let me get a brown. I don't have a brush for brown. Let's do it with this brush. I'm gonna do this kind of coming down like from there, and then I may do another one. Let's see if there's anything on here that would work for that. Something like right there. Let's get that done. Okay, and here I've got this, and it's going to be a lot lighter up here, and that's okay. Okay, that is up there. I'm gonna leave that there, and let's do this kind of right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna do one kind of just out this way from the maple leaf, as though it's sticking out from under the maple leaf. Okay, that is done. I've got a mess of stencils over here, and I've got all these stacks of ink I'm going to just leave there. Now, let's put the page together and see where we end up. Okay, there are on the original some grid marks. Looks like they might have been done with a stencil or so. These kind of right here, kind of some above, some below. I'm going to try to do those with my straight edge here. And I'm not going to do a lot of them, but I wanted them to be above the inked and I'm making extraneous ink marks on here, and I'm not liking that. I thought it was gonna look cute, but it's not, and I'm not sure I'll like that, so I could cover it up with embellishments. We'll see, won't we? Okay, right now, I think I'm going to put this on. I do have a doily, but I'm just going to and I'm going to put the glue in the center so that I can tuck things under on the edges. How does that look? Wow. It's, there's a lot. There's a lot going on there, right? And this bothers me because that's at an angle, but the bottom, and so it's not parallel to those little grid marks. Okay, I'm going to press it down, and now I've got this doily, which needs to go behind, but I really only want a tiny bit of it to show. It is not a major feature of the layout. It's like just a layer. And here's my tape. Put a little bit of glue on it, and then I'm gonna kind of stick it right under there. And what's good is it's kind of covering up part of the ugly grid mark. Okay, and here I don't want to cover up very much down here because I really like that little evergreen sprig, the little brown sprig. I love the acorns right there. Okay, now I have this tag with the tie in it, and I'm thinking that can go there. I don't know that I need it there is the thing. Conclusion. Let me pull this. I'll put it down there. I don't need these. Those are pretty much out of the way. I do have some things here. Let me try. I've got this, which is really like herbs hanging from a rack from above. However, I think I can have the herbs pointing up or out to the side. I could do even something like that, but I don't want to cover that up. This may stay for another page. I do know that I want this little teapot with flowers in it to go over here at this corner, and then I would like some stuff coming out there. Maybe that's where my tag goes. I'm going to put the tag in between layers here. Maybe like so. I'll figure a way for this tie to be better. I will tie it differently. The original had it tied this way, and I've never done a tag like that. I've always done it the way I'm fixing to do now, where I push it in from the back and put it in through here. That's when I'm not, kind of twirling it around and stuff. So I've got that pulled, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue to kind of keep it tied. And I'm going to place it right there, and then this, no, it needs to go here. I'll push it in. That'll tell me how far I need to push it in. And I'm covering up that edge. Let's see. That works for me. And then I put a little bit of glue on this. I kind of went off book on this page. And I think I can put a Bramble Fox goodie or one of these guys. Here is a, this one has leaves, and that's kind of in keeping with the stuff we're doing. This has a pumpkin, and I could maybe do it. I'm going to cover up this roll of paper towels with this little guy, and then I need one up here, and the one I'm going to put up there is this one with the kind of teal background, and I'm going to put it where do I want to put it? I'm going to put it right here. No, I'm not. Let's see. I like this little cluster right here, so I don't want to mess that up. There's already something there. It's too far down. I'm going to put it right over here by the, kind of between the label and the title. I don't know if that's a sound design principle, but it's what we're doing here. Let's see. I think I may have two things that say Thanksgiving. No, that says Hello Autumn. But I have this that says Happy Thanksgiving, and this has pies. I have one more Thanksgiving page to do, and it's got pictures of food. So I'll use this. That doesn't go there. I'm going to save that for the next page. I like this one that says family, and I can put it here, right here, by the way, in this photo, we're at one end of my living room, dining room area, and this is in the dining room. That's one of the dining room walls is painted this coral, this whole area, and that's like a little guest bathroom. There's a door, and I have a door that's left from my previous house. It was our front door. I didn't want to leave it for the people who were buying the house because it has a Texas Lone Star on it in I forget what you call it. Like, it's not exactly stained glass because there aren't any colors, but you know what I'm doing is I've lost one part of my film strip. I don't see it anywhere. Is it stick to the bottom of that? I don't know. I don't know where it is. Let me see if I moved it off the table with the stencils, because the reason I'm going to the trouble to look for it is that I do have more of that paper, so I can cut another one. So I'll just put one half of it and I'll cut another. I'll die cut another piece. I'm sorry about that. Now where did that piece go? This thing is just gobbling up. What did I do with it? Okay, here it is. Here's this one. I'm going to put a little glue on the bottom of it. And let the top kind of curl. And it wants to go on one side of the arrows, I think. So I'm going to kind of put it here. No, I don't want it there. I don't want to cover the arrow. I'll put it right there, and it goes over the leaf, which is fine, but it's going to look distracting if it curls up like that. Normally I like that, but in this case I kind of want it to behave and so that you can kind of see the leaf through it. Okay, now I'm going to put this. Anyway, there's that door. I have a door leaning against a real door. That real door is like painted shut years ago, and so it's not openable. So I put the other door in front of it, and then I have this shelf that has a lot of the stuff I reach for when I film. And right here, where this wire's coming down and this lamp is, that's my filming studio, kind of right behind my head there. So that's where I'm sitting right now as I'm talking to you. So I'm going to put this here. And that kind of balances what we have going on over there. Like I said, I'll cut another one of these and put it down here. Let me see. The only other thing I had thought I might do is kind of trace around some of those leaves, but I think I'm not going to. I think I'm going to leave them the way they are right now. I think I'm going to call this page done. Let me look at the original and see if there's anything I forgot that I really want to do. There was a circular element. There's a lot of heavily dimensional stuff, and the title is kind of over here, but because my photo cluster was so big, I'm just kind of looking like I set the cluster down in the middle of a bunch of leaves. So, which is kind of what this looks like. Looks like they set these photos down in the middle of a bunch of Christmas decorations. Now, the one thing I have to add, I'm using Bramble Fox stencils, And that's a Bramble Fox die that I cut that with. This is a Tim Holtz die that I cut that tag with. I need to put a bee here because this is a Barrett page. And we call him B, and so I put a B on all of his pages. And let's see where the B needs to go. Do we want the B? I could have put the B there on top of that paper towel roll. How about maybe right there? Okay, there we go. That's a big old bee. Okay, and I'm gonna call it done, except for this, which I will add right now as soon as I stop the camera. Thanks for watching. Bye.